Have you ever given your whole heart to someone, only to find out in the end you never really existed in their eyes? Elara spent 20 years being the quiet strength behind her husband's dreams. She folded his shirts, cooked his favorite meals, picked up the pieces, again and again, while he chased something or someone else. But tonight, everything changes. A single photo shatters her world, a cold betrayal, a marriage traded in for a richer, flashier life. He thought she was small, invisible, powerless. But what he didn't know? Elara's greatest strength was still hidden, and the world was about to see it. This is the story of a woman who lost everything and gained the one thing her ex-husband would never have: an invisible crown and a fortune he never dreamed of. Stay with me, because this is the kind of comeback that only happens once in a lifetime. Have you ever felt invisible? Like everything you gave wasn't enough? Like the ground had vanished beneath your feet? Today's story is for anyone who's been underestimated, abandoned, and left picking up the pieces. It's a tale of betrayal so deep, a twist so unexpected, and a comeback so powerful it will leave you breathless. Grab your tissues and maybe your celebratory drink, because this is a journey you won't forget. Don't forget to smash that like button if you've ever felt overlooked. Let's show the algorithm stories like this matter. Elara's world had always been measured in quiet gestures: a perfectly folded shirt for Marcus, a hot meal ready precisely at 7 p.m., even if he rarely made it home on time anymore, a listening ear after his long days managing his struggling construction firm. Her world was their small, mortgage-laden house, her part-time job at the local library, and the fading echoes of promises whispered 20 years ago under a starry sky. In the Kensington kitchen, it was 10:47 p.m. Rain streaks the window. A single plate of untouched, now cold chicken piccata, Marcus's favorite, sits on the table. Elara sits rigidly on a stool, facing the door. Her eyes are red-rimmed but dry, her jaw set. She clutches her phone, displaying a paparazzi photo taken hours ago. Marcus and Serafina locked in an intimate kiss outside a luxury hotel, her diamond bracelet glittering under flashbulbs. The date stamp is today. Key rattled in the lock. Marcus was home. He strides in, humming, radiating smug satisfaction, shrugging off a cashmere overcoat that smells faintly of expensive perfume and cigar smoke, scents utterly foreign to their home. He doesn't notice Elara sitting quietly in the shadows. Marcus talking to himself, chuckling. And then she said the penthouse view was worth triple the price. Triple! Can you imagine? He went straight for the whiskey decanter, pouring a generous measure. Can I imagine, Marcus? My imagination apparently isn't vivid enough, or perhaps I just trusted too much. Marcus froze, glass halfway to his lips. He turned slowly, feigning surprise, but his eyes darted nervously to her phone screen, which she held up like an accusation. Elara, you're up late. Is everything all right? You look tense. Tense? That's one word for it. Try humiliated, shattered, finally seeing the truth after months of lies. She takes a step closer. Look at the picture, Marcus. Really look. Taken tonight, at the Grand Elysee, while I sat here, waiting, like I did last Tuesday, and the Thursday before that, like I've done for months. Oh, for God's sake, not this again, Elara. That photo? It's meaningless. Serafina Vance is a client, a powerful one. That was a business dinner turning into a celebratory drink. She tripped on the curb. I caught her. The vultures twist everything. You know how the press is. She tripped, and her lips just happened to land on yours, and your hand just happened to be on her lower back? How many times, Marcus? How many business dinners? How many late meetings? How many trips where her private jet just happened to be going to the same island? Her voice cracks. You promised me. After the text messages I found, you looked me in the eye and promised it was over. You said you were focusing on us. You said I was paranoid. Paranoid? Look at you, sitting in the dark, obsessing over tabloid trash. Is this what our marriage has become? Your constant suspicion? Your jealousy? It's exhausting, Elara. Serafina understands ambition. She lives in the real world, not this suffocating little bubble of doubt you've created. He gestures angrily around the modest kitchen. My suffocating bubble? This bubble is the life we built, the life I kept running while you chased your ambition. I paid the bills when your sure-thing contracts fell through. I nursed you through pneumonia. I listened to your dreams for 20 years, and this... She thrusts the phone towards him, the image glaring. This is the thanks? Trading me in for a newer model with a bigger bank account? Trading in? Don't be melodramatic. We've grown apart, Elara. It's been obvious for years. You're content with... this. He gestures dismissively again. Small, predictable, safe. Serafina operates on a different level. She challenges me. She offers a future I deserve. A future this, he taps the worn countertop, could never provide. So, it is true. All of it. The promises were lies. The denials were lies. They were reassessments, facing reality. He walks to his briefcase, unlocked with a decisive click. He pulls out a thick, crisp manila envelope. I've had my lawyer draw these up. It's time we both moved on. He places the envelope on the table beside her cold, uneaten dinner. Sign them. The house equity is yours. Call it a severance package, acknowledging your contributions. I'll be generous. I'll cover the mortgage for 6 months. That should give you ample time to find suitable arrangements. His voice is devoid of warmth, purely transactional. 6 months? How magnanimous of you, Marcus, throwing me scraps from the table of your new life. I'm moving my things out and would not be sleeping here tonight. Serafina has a place prepared. It's for the best. Clean break. He heads for the door, pausing only to deliver the final, soul-crushing blow. Try to handle this with some dignity, Elara. Don't make a scene. It's beneath you. He gives her one last look, not of love or regret, but of weary finality, as if closing a disappointing business deal. Goodbye. Elara doesn't move. She stares at the divorce papers, then at the photo on her phone, the visual proof of every broken promise, every gaslit denial. The cold chicken piccata, his favorite meal prepared with fading hope, mocks her. The scent of Serafina's perfume still lingers in the air, a cruel signature on the grave of her marriage. Slowly, deliberately, she picks up the envelope. Her fingers tremble, not with weakness now, but with the seismic shift occurring within, the shattering of blind trust, the ignition of a cold, hard fury. A single hot tear finally escapes, tracing a path down her cheek, not of sorrow, but of absolute, irrevocable betrayal. That moment, when the last shred of denial evaporates, when the promises crumble to dust, when the person who swore to cherish you treats you like an inconvenient business expense, the devastation is real, the humiliation cuts deep. But look at her. That tear isn't just pain, it's fuel. Have you ever had a moment where the truth, however brutal, finally set you free? Share in the comments if you understand that painful liberation. This is where Elara's real story begins. Days later. Elara's house feels emptier. She stares blankly at the signed divorce papers. The doorbell rings. An impeccably dressed older man, Mr. Williams, stands holding a thick, sealed envelope. Mrs. Kensington. Elara Kensington? Mr. Williams inquired, his voice grave. Yes. Elara's voice was barely a whisper. My name is Alistair Williams. I was the personal attorney and executor for your late great-aunt, Beatrice Caldwell. Elara blinked. Great-aunt Beatrice? A distant, eccentric figure she'd met only a handful of times as a child. A woman shrouded in whispers of reclusiveness and vague family rumors about old money. I regret to inform you of her passing last month, Mr. Williams continued gently. She was very private, and her instructions regarding the notification of beneficiaries were specific and timed. He handed her the heavy envelope. This contains her last will and testament. You are the sole beneficiary, Elara. Puzzled, Elara opened the envelope. The legal language was dense, but the numbers were stark. Liquid assets, $1.8 billion. Properties, a historic London townhouse, a sprawling Tuscan villa, a private island in the Caribbean. Controlling interests in Caldwell Industries, a vast, diversified conglomerate spanning renewable energy, cutting-edge biotech, and luxury goods, valued conservatively at $12.7 billion. Art collections, vintage cars, rare manuscripts. The list went on. Elara's legs buckled. She grasped the kitchen counter, the world tilting on a completely different axis. Billions, not millions. Billions. Inherited from a woman she barely knew, arriving at the precise moment her own world had imploded. The irony was so colossal it was paralyzing. Mr. Williams steadied her. It's a profound responsibility, Elara. Beatrice was formidable. She believed in legacy, in quiet strength. She watched you, discreetly, for years. She admired your resilience, your kindness, even when life wasn't kind to you. She felt Marcus Kensington, Mr. Williams' lip curled slightly, was unworthy of her legacy. Hence the precise timing of this revelation. She wanted you to inherit after your path was clear of him. Can you imagine? From rock bottom to the top of the mountain in a heartbeat. But what would you do? Seek revenge, disappear, comment your first move with billions and a broken heart. Elara chose neither revenge nor disappearance. She chose transformation. Guided by the fiercely loyal Mr. Williams and a hand-picked team who respected Beatrice's legacy and saw Elara's innate intelligence, she immersed herself. She learned about boardrooms and billion-dollar deals. She discovered her great-aunt wasn't just rich. She was a visionary, a philanthropist who wielded her wealth like a scalpel to enact change. Elara felt the weight of that responsibility settle on her shoulders, heavier, yet more purposeful than her grief. She didn't flaunt it. She moved into a discreet, ultra-secure penthouse owned by Caldwell Industries. She kept her library job for now, a grounding tether to her old life. But her mind was strategizing, fueled by a quiet fury and a newfound sense of power Marcus couldn't begin to comprehend. At a flashy restaurant opening, Marcus and Serafina are the center of attention. Serafina is draped in diamonds. Marcus looks smug, basking in the reflected glory. "Darling, isn't it divine?" Serafina purred, clinging to Marcus's arm. "The Vance Group owns this city's nightlife now." "Just the beginning, my love," Marcus boasted, puffing his chest. "With Vance backing, my construction firm will be the go-to for every major project." He scanned the room, his gaze landing dismissively on a figure near the back. Elara stood there, alone. She wore a simple, impeccably tailored black dress. No flashy jewelry, just a single stunning, unfamiliar pendant. A rare black diamond Beatrice had favored. She looked calm, observant, radiating an unsettling, quiet confidence that was utterly alien to the woman Marcus had discarded. Serafina followed his gaze. "Who's that? She looks out of place." Rather drab, honestly. She gave a tinkling, cruel laugh. Marcus frowned. Elara? What was she doing here? Looking like that? Not broken, not defeated? A flicker of unease, quickly buried beneath arrogance, stirred in his gut. No one important, he muttered, turning away. Just my ex. Probably scrounging for free champagne. But the image of her, serene and watchful, lingered. Oh, the irony. He thinks she's drab and scrounging. Little does he know. Did you catch the significance of that pendant? Beatrice's touch. Like if you love when the underestimated woman starts making them nervous. Just a couple of weeks later, all hell broke loose at Marcus's construction firm office. He's sweating, yelling at project managers. Phones ringing off the hook. The Vance-backed sure thing projects were crumbling. Permits mysteriously delayed. Key subcontractors suddenly unavailable or demanding exorbitant rates. Crucial material shipments lost. Financing hiccups emerged from nowhere. Caldwell Industries, through layered subsidiaries and discreet influence, was systematically dismantling Marcus's ability to deliver. Every time he thought he'd found a solution, another invisible wall appeared. Serafina's patience was wearing thin, her father's scrutiny intensifying. At a crucial high-stakes city council meeting regarding a massive waterfront development project, Marcus and Serafina are there, looking strained. Rival bids are presented. Then, a late entry. The doors opened. Elara walked in, flanked by Mr. Williams and Caldwell Industries' sharpest executives. She wore a power suit the color of storm clouds, her hair sleek, her posture radiating quiet authority. She didn't look at Marcus. She addressed the council with clarity, intelligence, and a vision for the project that was innovative, sustainable, and community-focused. Caldwell Industries' bid wasn't just competitive, it was visionary, backed by seemingly limitless resources and impeccable credentials. Marcus's jaw dropped. Serafina stared, her face paling beneath her makeup. "What is she doing here?" Serafina hissed. "And with Caldwell?" The name hit Marcus like a physical blow. Caldwell, Beatrice Caldwell, the reclusive billionaire aunt, Elara? Impossible. After the meeting, Marcus corners Elara in the empty hall. "Elara, what the hell is this?" Marcus demanded, blocking her path, his voice a mixture of fury and panic. "Playing dress-up? Parading around with Caldwell suits? Are you sleeping with someone there? Is that how you got this pathetic little charade going?" Elara stopped. She turned slowly, meeting his eyes for the first time since he'd served her divorce papers. There was no anger, no tears, only a chilling, absolute calm. "Charade, Marcus?" Her voice was low, steady, carrying an unfamiliar weight. "This is business. Caldwell Industries' business. My business." "Your business?" Marcus scoffed, a desperate laugh escaping him. "Don't be ridiculous. You work in a library." "I did," Elara acknowledged, a ghost of a smile touching her lips. "And I enjoyed it. But circumstances change. When my great-aunt Beatrice Caldwell passed away, she left me everything. Her entire estate, her controlling interests, her billions." She let the word hang in the air, watching the color drain completely from Marcus's face. "It arrived, funnily enough, right after you decided Serafina Vance offered you the life you deserved." Marcus staggered back as if struck. "Be billions? Beatrice Caldwell? You?" Disbelief warred with dawning, horrific comprehension. The delays, the sabotage, her unnerving calm. It all clicked with devastating clarity. You've been ruining me. This is revenge." "Revenge?" Elara tilted her head, her gaze icy. "This is consequence, Marcus. This is the free market. Caldwell Industries identified your firm as unstable and undercapitalized, reliant on unsustainable Vance backing. We simply presented a superior bid for the waterfront project. As for your other troubles, poor business decisions have a way of compounding, don't they? Especially when one burns bridges and underestimates everyone. She took a step closer, her voice dropping to a near whisper. You thought I was small. You thought my world was insignificant. You traded 20 years for a gilded leash, Marcus. And now? That leash is tightening, isn't it? Serafina doesn't look pleased. She glanced meaningfully towards where Serafina stood frozen, watching them, her expression a mix of shock and calculation. Enjoy the empire, Marcus. I have my own to build. Elara walked away, leaving Marcus rooted to the spot, the crushing weight of his catastrophic mistake pressing down on him. The life he thought he'd won was collapsing, and the woman he'd thrown away was walking towards unimaginable power, utterly indifferent to his existence. That moment, the reveal, the look on his face, pure gold. Did it feel as satisfying as I hoped? Drop a heart in the comments if you're cheering for Elara right now. Weeks later. Marcus's firm is bankrupt. Vance Hotels publicly severs ties, citing unforeseen instability. Paparazzi photos show Marcus looking haggard, trying to get into exclusive clubs, being turned away. Serafina is spotted with a new, younger escort. Elara, meanwhile, is on the cover of Forbes, headlining a major global philanthropy summit. Elara didn't gloat. She acted. She used her power as Beatrice would have, strategically and for good. She established the Beatrice Caldwell Foundation, pouring billions into affordable housing, a pointed contrast to Vance luxury, medical research, and education initiatives in communities Marcus's firm had often overlooked. She became known not for flaunting wealth, but for her sharp mind, her quiet compassion, and her unwavering integrity. It's done, Elara, Mr. Williams said, placing documents on her desk. The Kensington construction assets have been liquidated. The final debts are settled. Marcus Kensington is destitute. Vance cut him off completely. He's attempting to sue for alimony or a share of the inheritance, citing the timing. Elara didn't turn. And? Laughable, Williams snorted. The prenuptial agreement he insisted on years ago, combined with the clear terms of Beatrice's will leaving everything solely to you after the marriage ended, makes his case hopeless. His lawyers are dropping him. He has nothing. A profound silence filled the room, not triumph, but a deep, resonant peace. Good, Elara said softly. Let him understand what nothing truly feels like. Ensure the settlement from the house sale is transferred to him, every penny. I don't want a single thing that ties me to him, not even his debt. Even after everything? Williams asked, surprised. Especially after everything, Elara replied, finally turning. Her eyes held the wisdom of hard-won battles. Holding on to anger, or even the satisfaction of his complete downfall. It's just another chain, Mr. Williams. Beatrice didn't free me just so I could bind myself with bitterness. That money? It's blood money from the life I built with him. Let him have it. My future, she gestured towards the city, towards the foundation reports on her desk, is worth infinitely more. Wow, just wow. From invisible to unstoppable. Elara's journey teaches us so much. 1. Your worth is invisible to those blind to it. Marcus couldn't see Elara's strength, loyalty, or potential. His loss was monumental, but it didn't diminish her value one bit. 2. True power is quiet. Serafina flashed wealth. Elara wielded it. Real strength doesn't need constant validation. It acts with purpose and integrity. 3. The best revenge is a life magnificently lived. Elara didn't sink to pettiness. She rose above, channeling her pain into purpose, building something meaningful that helped others. 4. Timing is everything and often karmic. The inheritance wasn't luck, it was Beatrice's final act of faith in Elara, arriving precisely when she needed to know she was more than Marcus's discard. Fifth, letting go is the ultimate power. Giving Marcus the house money wasn't weakness, it was her final declaration of freedom. She refused to let his shadow touch her future. Elara's story is a thunderclap reminder. Never underestimate the quiet ones. Never mistake kindness for weakness. And never, ever assume you know the whole story. Life has a way of serving justice on a silver platter when you least expect it. But the real victory is choosing who you become after the storm. Did this story resonate? Did you cheer for Elara? Smash that like button. It helps this video reach others who need this message. What was the most satisfying moment for you? Was it the inheritance reveal? The council meeting showdown? Marcus's final downfall? Let me know in the comments below. What powerful lesson did you take from Elara's journey? Share your biggest takeaway. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. We dive deep into stories of resilience, unexpected twists, and powerful moral lessons every single week. You won't want to miss the next inspiring journey.